Hi, it's final exam time. So here is a tip that I have been using for the longest time on what to do on a test when you have absolutely no clue of what's going on. Disclaimer, this is not foolproof. It does not work every time, okay? Don't ignore that. That was old. That's for my other video. Okay, this is not a substitute for actually studying and actually taking the time to learn the content, okay? This is what you use in situations where you have zero clue of what's going on in a test. You feel like even though it's somewhere in the back of your brain, you just can't get that information out. Or a reason that I've been doing it a lot is whenever I'm running out of time on a test and I do not have the time to thoroughly go through the question. This is a tactic that I've been using so that I can at least increase my odds of getting the right answer. It's basically the process of elimination, but with some spice. And I'm not saying I invented this or that I made this up or anything like that. This is just simply a pattern that I've seen. I'm sure other people have probably been doing this already. Basically, what you're gonna do is you're going to find a pattern in the multiple questions. So there's normally 4 questions on an A, B, C, or D test, right? You want to find the majority. You want to find what is the most in each and every question, and that is going to lead you to the answer. It doesn't make sense with me saying it, but let me go ahead and demonstrate to you, okay? So say that you have a test, right? So it's A, can you see this? Yes, you can. B, C, or D, okay? Boom, right? A, B, C, or D. And A is A plus B equals, B is A plus E equals B equals C. Okay, let's just work with this, okay? So the very first thing I want to do, there's always that one question that one answer that does not make sense, right? It's again, process of elimination, find the one question or the one answer choice that makes absolutely 0 sense, or that is the odd one out. This one. All of them start with A. This is the only one that starts with G. It is most likely not going to be the answer. The reason for this is because they do that just to have a throwaway, but also they make other questions similar so that it's more difficult to choose. It seems like all of them are the right one. So whichever one seems like the odd one out, it's most likely not the right one. Most likely. Most of the time. Sometimes they'll throw you a monkey wrench, but most of the time it's not going to be that answer. So D is not it, but we cannot rule it out yet. We still have to use it, okay? So it's not D. Let's just keep that in mind, but we have to still look at it, okay? All right, cool. So it's not D. So we got A, B, and C. Again, we're looking for similarities. We want to find the most similarities between each and every question or each and every answer choice. So they all have A. Okay, so it's got to be something with A, right? They all have plus, but wait, C does not have a plus. C has a minus, which means it is most likely not C. Again, they try to make it very similar to each other, so they throw you off. So anything that is different is most likely not it. So it is most likely not going to be C. But again, we need this because we need to make sure we know what we're doing. So now it's between A or B. You have the 50-50 chance. So let's see what's different about A and B. So A is A plus B equals C, right? And B is A plus E equals 1. Once again, we need to find similarities. Every single answer choice has a C except for B. Potential spam, leave me alone. Anyways, and every single answer choice has B except for B, okay? So because there's a C here, C here, C here, and a B here, B here, B here, it is most likely not B because B has too many odd one outs, even though it starts the same as everything else. Okay, so in conclusion, the answer should be A. This is not supposed to be mathematically correct, by the way. I'm not good at math. This isn't my thing. But A would be the answer because it has the most similarities out of everything. It has basically what is within every equation. It has the A, like all the other ones. It has a plus, like most of the other ones. It has a B, like most of the other ones. And it has C at the end, like most of the other ones. Because of that, the answer is A. Okay? Does that make sense? Is that like that? I'm trying to make it so that it makes sense. Let me actually give an actual example. I'm gonna go on my computer real quick because it works really well with algebra. Okay, so I just searched up algebra practice questions on my laptop. I don't know math. Math is not my thing. I'm not good at math, okay? So it's not like I'm getting these equations immediately in my head. There is no way. I do not have the mental capacity to do that. So I am guessing. This is completely based off of guessing. I'm not even doing the math. So let's see how many of these I can get right by using the method. So actually, let me just... Okay, all right. So write this statement as an equation. 4 times a number equals 40. Okay, boom. Again, it works really great with these types of questions. All right, step number 1. We got to find the similarities. They all have 4. Okay, boom. So we're good on that. Let's go next. Multiplication plus equals multiplication. Okay, there's two multiplications, so it is most likely a multiplication, right? But let's continue to look at the other ones, okay? Y, up, there's a 40, okay? So it is most likely not this one because it's the only one that has a 40. The rest of them have a Y. But let's continue. Equals, up, multiplication is probably not this one because it's, there's all of them have equals except for this one, it's not multiplication, and 40Y. Okay, so based on what we see, we ruled this one out, so it's not C. We ruled D out, so it's not that either. So it's between A or B, right? It's between A and B. So 4 times Y equals 40, or 4 plus Y equals 40. Well, there's two multiplication signs, so that means it must be A. And where's the, okay, submit. Boom! See that? It's exactly like what I just did on the board, except it's actually mathematically. Obviously, this is also a very easy question. It's like I could have actually answered this if I tried, but you feel me? Like if you had no idea what's going on, boom, it worked. Okay, let's try another one. Because again, this is not foolproof. It's not going to work every time. Well, okay, so you can't really do it with this one. This one's not going to work well. Not this one either. This one isn't good either. Skip this one. Oh gosh, this is not a good one either. Try to find a good one. This one seems like it'll work. Okay, write the expression for this word phrase. 3 times the number 14 decreased by 10. All right, 3, 10, 3. It's not B. Or we can assume that it's not B. Most likely it is not going to be B. All right. X minus XX, again, not B. Most likely not going to be B because it's the only one that has a 10 and an X. 14, 10, 14. Okay, now look, the similarity. It's not even just within the numbers, but the length. A is the only one that is particularly short, while the rest of them are long. So that means it's most likely not going to be A either, but let's keep going. So 14, 3, 10, 14. Okay, there's two 14s, even though A is not the answer. There's two 14s, so it's most likely 14. It's most likely D, I mean. And then times, minus. Okay, 1 times, or no, it's 2 times, but like this one is longer. So, and this minus. So it's most likely one of these, right? So this one is the only one that ends in 10 though. All of them end in 14. So it is most likely going to be C. Let's see if that's correct. Yeah, so this is sometimes what happens. This is why it's not foolproof, you feel me? Okay, but you see what I'm saying, right? Like you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. The idea is that you find similarities and then you eliminate the ones that do not have the most similarities. That is the best way to go about doing it. It's basically just deduction. You're just taking what you know and then taking away what is not, within the parameters of your criteria, okay? But again, as you saw, even when I did that last time, I got it wrong. So this is why this is not foolproof. This is not a substitute this for actually just learning the content and doing the test. No, you are going to fail. But this method has gotten me out of tricky times whenever I was low on time. Like I said, that's really my biggest problem when it comes to test taking. I like to be able to review things that I learn, and sometimes I spend way too much time with certain questions, and I've got like 30 seconds left, and I have 2 questions to answer. There's no way I can take that much time to answer those questions. So I'll use the bit of knowledge that I have, the bit of time that I have, and use that method to at the very least narrow it down to like 2 answer choices so that it increases my likelihood of getting it right. So that's just like a quick tidbit, test-taking tip for anybody who, again, doesn't know what's going on. Like if you absolutely cannot answer a question for the life of you, or if you're low on time or you don't have time to think about the question, these are some of the best taking tips that I have. But it does not always work, so just keep that in mind, please. So yeah, I will try to get more like test-taking tips out there, like psychology-based learning, because I know it's exam time, so I'm gonna try to help. Or at least like, I'm already done with exams, but I know certain schools still go on till like June. So for all the high schoolers and people in school, college kids, I'm gonna try to give some tips and like psychology tips that will actually help with memory and test taking and stuff like that. But anyways, yeah, that's my tip. So use wisely and use with discretion.